Hello, Fantasy Faithfuls, and welcome to today's show. I'm not sure how many people are going to be joining in today, as it is week 17, and as I just wrote in the chat, the numbers are terrible for week 17. So I was thinking today, let's see how many people join in on the show. Let's talk more a little bit about, the situation the players are in instead of the numbers. I'm still going to have the numbers up here as a little reference point, but I won't be as locked in on the numbers as I usually am, as it's like I wrote, it's terrible and it doesn't really work for week 17 with players being limited, all of that, and yeah, Lamar Jackson going out, for instance, and having to adjust for RG3 and all of that sort of thing. You have Singletary and the Bills already locked up for the 5th seed, so how much is he going to play against a tough run defense for the Jets? It's a little bit too many factors going in today, but I see that Mark L is here. What's up, Mark? How's it going? And he wants to know about Winston or Tannehill. And we got Mello joining in as well. What up, Mello? I'm glad y'all are here. I think it's going to be a pretty short show today. It's not a lot of people playing week 17, but I did want to show up and at least acknowledge the people who are here and who've been loyal the whole season, like Mark and Mello. And just, if y'all have any other questions, please feel free to ask as well. It can be off-season questions or DFS related or anything, but I won't stick to the numbers completely today. So for Winston and Tannehill, I'm still going to bring them up. You see, I don't even have a projection and a risk factor for them for this week. Not sure why it says not applicable though on points given with their opponents. Either way, it's just good to have who they're. Is this even correct? I feel like I'm looking at the wrong matchup. Buccaneers. Where are they playing? No, they're playing Atlanta at home. Perfect. So that's right. And Titans should be playing Houston in Houston. Yes. Okay. So that's working out good. The floor and ceiling are right. So mainly, I think we should focus on that instead. But it's good just to have the matchup up if we're going to talk about the players. That's correct. Okay. Perfect. Thanks, Mark. Give me a second, then I'll ask. Just got out the shower. Don't worry about it, Bello. So Jameis or Ryan Tannehill. I would go with Tannehill in this one. Well, the ceiling is obviously not right, but I would go with Tannehill, the hot hand. They still have stuff to play for. They're 8-7. I believe they still got stuff to play for, right? Yeah, the 2 playoff spots are up for grabs. It's the Cowboys and the Eagles. And then you have the Titans, Steelers, or Raiders will get the AFC wild card for the 6th seed. I can't believe the Raiders are in contention for this. That's crazy. Seeing as they got stomped by like the Jets and stuff. And the Texans are resting Watson and Nuke. So I would start Tannehill. That game actually matters for the Titans while the Buccaneers have nothing to play for. You're starting rival Armstead. I don't think I have a projection for him, Mello, or any numbers. Got a lot of injuries with Scary Terry and Cooks and Jacobs. Yeah, it's like week 17 is just, it's so, I'm sorry, but it's so boring. Like, I was excited last week to like gamble on Adam Thielen. That didn't work out, and then this week, like, oh no, he's probably not going to play because the Vikings have nothing to play for. So it's like, MathQuest, what's up? How's it going, man? Mostert or DeAndre Washington Sanders scoring. This is the same situation. Like, the Raiders have a lot to play for with DeAndre Washington. Who are they playing? Denver. Denver is a pretty strong run defense. Raheem Mostert. They're locked in, right? That's more of seed, isn't it? It's more of a seeding thing for the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken. In the hunt, you have the Cowboys, Steelers, and Raiders. Titans are the projected 6th seed. 49ers have clinched, but they haven't clinched the 1st seed. Saints are now 3rd. Eagles 4th. Seahawks 5th. So the Seahawks can go up to 12-4. 49ers do probably want to win this game, actually, against Seattle. So I'm going to roll with Mostert over DeAndre Washington in this game. DeAndre. I would roll with Mostert. Slayton or Danny? Who you mean, Danny? Mello. I'm totally blanking. Which backup running back will be the best law, or do I trust the Eagles? Flex your backup. Which backup running back will be the best? Oh, Danny Amendola. I would go with there's Slayton on that one. Even though, like, if I just picked up Jamison Crowder in a PPR league just because I think he's going to have a lot of receptions. It's a tough defense to play against with the Jets, but he had like 11 targets or something last week. So I'm pretty excited about that. If you're in a PPR league, I would probably go with Danny Amendola for some safe points. Slayton only had like 3 targets. If it was Eli Manning playing, I can make a case for Slayton, but with Danny Dimes, I don't feel too comfortable, so I benched him myself. Greg Ward, on the other hand, that's an interesting one. Against the Redskins. I would probably go gamble on Greg Ward over Danny Amendola. The Eagles have so much to play for. So I would have them Greg Ward, Amendola, and then Slayton in that order. Yeah, happy holidays to you too, Mello. It's been a good couple of days. Back to work tomorrow. Well, I was back Thursday, Friday as well. But then we're back with real fantasy content. I know this week has been a little... We're back with real fantasy content on Thursday. We have a very special edition of the Fantasy Rabbit Hole. I'm not going to say too much about that, but on Thursday, it's I don't want to say we're starting season 2 of it, but we're switching up some things. It's going to be a lot of fun things going on Thursday. Want to hear a joke? This might be cheesy. Go ahead, Mello. Anything. And thoughts on AB? What, Antonio Brown? I've been totally out the loop, to be honest. Would the Saints work out? I really hope they don't bring him in. I'm tired of that guy. And do you have a third person for the show? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. That might be the big surprise on Thursday. We've been in some conversations with a couple of guys to fill that third spot, and we want to bring on one guy and see how it turns out. So hopefully we'll We'll bring him on full time after Thursday, and I'm very excited about it. It's unfortunately not Carlton. He is fully booked for the future. He has a lot of stuff going on with his life, and he couldn't commit to being on the show full time, unfortunately. We were very excited when we got him on, but after a couple of episodes, he just couldn't make that commitment, and that was very unfortunate. We really liked having him on, and I felt like the trio was fantastic to have. So we're excited to bring on a new person, and we'd like to have 3 heads popping up. It's you feel like that's what the show is at its best. Nicholas Carone, what's up, man? How's it going? We're doing a very chill show today. It's more ask me anything, or just talk about whatever. We talk fantasy, of course, but you can ask questions about the show moving forward, about Fantasy Rabbit Hole, content for the off season, whatever comes to mind, or I'm mainly going to do 12 more minutes and have a shorter show today as week 17. I explained a little bit that the numbers aren't they're not particularly useful for week 17 with all the shenanigans that goes on with sitting players. Like you have Deshaun Watson and Nuke not playing today. How does that impact Will Fuller? How does that impact QT and Carlos Hyde? It's too many of those variables going on. Adam Thielen probably sitting. How does that impact, all of that? And then Mike Boone. It's too many variables to have reliable projections for week 17. So I haven't done any numbers. So if you have any questions, I will just bring up the player, talk about the matchup and the situation. I have only one league that is playing. I'll see if I need stuff from my lineup. Yeah, no, same here. I have a massive money league with a week 17 final. I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. Hopefully, some of the players go off. Melo has a family reunion soon. Oh God, can I tell you my full team? Yeah, you can tell the full team. And hope you have a good family reunion, man. What was that joke you have though? The cheesy joke. Wesley, what's up? Welcome to the stream, man. I hope you're having a good holiday season. We're doing a very relaxed show. I'm mainly just talking and discussing the future of the channel and things of that nature. So you can ask pretty much anything. Will you remember me in 6 seconds? Yes. I don't get that quote. Will you remember me in 6 minutes? Okay, I'm confused. This is about to be real cheesy. Will you remember me in 6 days? Knock knock. Who's there? I want to see it. So it's a long joke here. It ends with him saying knock knock and me saying who's there. I thought you remember. Ah, fudge. Ah, okay, you got me on that one. That was hilarious. Knock knock. Who's there? I thought you remember me. Oh, that was a good one, fellow. That is cheesy. That is really cheesy. Where they brought home 2 championship trophies. You, my man. Wesley winning the big games. As more, I lost one of my championships last week by 2 points, and am in one for week 17 this one, and I lost a semifinal 2 weeks ago. So I'm 0 championship this year, which depending on this one, but that would be the first one. Nicholas, I won one of my leagues. Congratulations, man. But I saw somebody had a question though. It was Nicholas Williams or Kenny Stills. Is it Mike Williams? Mike Williams. He's playing the Titans. Both have pretty terrible matchups. KC, I'm not too excited about playing Mike Williams against KC, to be honest. But tight ends with a backup quarterback, I'd rather play Mike Williams than Kenny Stills with a backup. Oh no, the Raiders guy? Oh, Tyrell Williams. Yeah, I can play Tyrell Williams. I was contemplating playing him. I'm playing Jamison Crowder in a PPR league, hoping that he's going to catch a buttload of passes. But I would roll Tyrell Williams over Kenny Stills. Not because Aaron Jones gave the exact amount of points I need. No, that's hilarious, Nicholas, because Aaron Jones tried to catch me going to the final in this week. I'm glad he didn't score more. Because Carlton was in the league. We were playing each other in the semifinals. He had Aaron Jones, and it was coming down to it with Adam Thielen doing nothing. So I beat him by 6.5 points. I think it was pretty close. Next year you can't help Nick because we're doing a money league. I'm gonna help everybody, Mello. It's equal for everybody. But I'm thinking of starting. I have the. Can I bring that one up without it being weird? So I have started the Patreon page. I'm thinking of adding a tier to access a Discord server as well, so it's easier to ask questions throughout the week and have some sort of guarantee that your questions will be answered. Is that something that would be useful for y'all? Like, I'm thinking just a few bucks a month and having a private Discord with and question guarantee type thing. I don't have a Discord right now. That's what I mean. Like, set something up and have a private server for the people who sign in, join in on the Patreon page. I saw some other people have done that. And because now I get questions on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and sometimes it gets a little overwhelming and I miss people, so I want to have some sort of answer guarantee. I will still answer questions on all platforms, of course, but in the Discord it can be more of a conversation back and forth, understanding that it's easier to have a convo in Discord, like a Discord server, and then do comparisons and stuff like that. Okay, so that's something that y'all think is a good idea. Perfect. I love that this is like a little chill show. We can just talk. I can run some ideas with y'all. I was also thinking of offering some sort of I don't know, an hour fantasy consultation for drafts, like how I attack a draft and stuff, and talk a little bit about what your plans are for your drafts, different leagues, PPR, standard, and stuff like that, and see if people were into having a one-on-one conversation over Skype or something, where we can really go in depth during your fantasy draft or before the draft. You need to draft album. Yeah, I think that would be a fun idea to have a one-on-one and set that up. Just I have a buttload of draft content that I put out, how I attack drafts, but I think it would be easier to have a back and forth. Nicholas, you think that's a good idea too? Okay, perfect. I'm definitely gonna set something up with that. So I'm gonna set up let me write this down, because I do have my little improvement sheet here of things that I think would be fun, having better defensive matchups, having a little bit more improved targets and receptions formula, and things like that. So that would be Discord, fantasy help, draft help. I'm probably going to do 2 leagues next year. I need Nick. How was church? How was church, Nick? Not bad. Are you doing 2 leagues? I think I did 4 this year. I felt like that 4 is a good amount when you add DFS on top of that. Because now I think this one doesn't have any. That's like some exclusive content. I'm gonna change one of these to I want to be part of the CSD Fantasy Discord server where you can ask anything. 2 leagues. I think 4 is good for me. But you keep losing in the first round, Mello. First round is a tricky one. I've been in the league I made the final in. My 3 first picks have been terrible, but my expertise is like I usually try to stay safe in the first couple of rounds, and then I go a little bit more out the box. And I can say with full confidence that I'm probably in the top 3 of the best drafters in rounds 4 to 10, 4 to 11, 12 maybe, that you have out there creating fantasy content. Some of the players that I pick in those rounds are just players that nobody expects are going to be that good, but with a deep dive analysis I make, I can usually spot those players a little bit better. The only one I can think of that I really missed on in those rounds this year has been Philip Lindsay. That's the only guy that I feel like I really overvaluated. Where is he like now? He's running back 16, so he's not like crazy bad. He's still above Alvin Kamara, which is insane. But other guys that I touted heavily on was Nick Chubb. He's RB6. I had Christian McCaffrey as my highest ranked when Elliott went out. He's number 1. I had Aaron Jones high. I had Dalvin Cook low. I missed on him and Derrick Henry a little bit. Nick Chubb. Mark Ingram is RB7. I had him extremely high. Austin Eckler is 8. Chris Carson is 9. I had those 2 very high. Josh Jacobs, I was high on. He's 13. So a lot of the guys I was high on ended up being top 10 backs. And I made sure to get them in rounds 5 to 6 and stuff like that. They had donuts after church, Nick. My stream was the best. Nick then Rodney started yelling. That's not. The Rodney streams have been hilarious. Nick, you probably join in. It's a lot of fun things we can do in the off season. Your Christmas money, I gotta sign up. One league I kept losing in the first round in the past 5 years. Oh, you meant the first round in the playoffs this year's in one of my leagues. I had first pick and I took McCaffrey instead of Barkley. I was so happy about that. Yeah, McCaffrey was just in PPR. He was my go-to. I was so pissed. I couldn't draft him in any league. I had the 6th, the 9th, the 7th, and the 6th first overall picks in my main drafts this year. So I could not get a running back in the first round in any league. I picked Bell, Juju, Jacobs, Evan Engram, and it was a 10-person, and I went Homer with Sony or Flash. Oh, in that league, I was trying to stay away from Le'Veon Bell in the first round. I was not touching Juju. Jacobs, I was very happy with. Evan Engram, that injury hurt a lot. Otherwise, I think he was a really strong pick if he weren't to get hurt. Like, he's only played 8 games. He's still tight end 19, which is pretty incredible. But I was very high on him. Austin Hooper, the injury as well, I was high on him. He's tight end 7 now. He's somebody that I was very excited to draft. I'm a little disappointed in Kyle Rudolph, who's just tight end 13. and that George Kittle only is tight end 3, but that also comes with him being missing 2 games. Oh, you got a birthday soon, Mello. When is your birthday? Nicholas Curran, just in this year, just leave it at 6 people, make the playoffs. Oh, okay, you're talking about your league. Biggest complainer. What are you like? 1.5 million% Irish? Me? I'm 0% Irish. And welcome to the stream, biggest complainer. I am 0% Irish. I think I'm doing 14 for a 10-person league. Or for a $10. I'm doing a 14 people league for 10. Okay, yeah. 6 people make the playoffs. I like that. February 1st. February. Best month. I'm with you. I really hope they don't change. CC, do you think the Cowboys will get a miracle? No. My sports teams this year have been hurting me bad. So I do not expect too much from them right now. Guess Melo's age. Ooh, no, I have no idea. I can't even guess people's age when I see them like face to face. Oh, Nicholas, you think it's gonna be a miracle? That I'm wrong. I might be just a little too negative. I might be a little too negative, but that comes. I've been hurt so much this year. Oh, you'll be 17 in February? I had no idea. I'm over 10 years older than you. The Giants always beat that. Yeah, like but then like if the Giants beat the Eagles, watch us freaking fail against the Redskins or something like that. No, I'm just I don't believe in my teams at all right now. Nicholas Curran, you know Mello. He's 17. Nick, are you 18? Or no, both y'all are 17. I'm gonna say both y'all are 17. Let's see. The biggest complainer just come in and say that I'm 1.5 million% Irish and then leave. Guess my Jack says I think Nick is 14. Shut up, Jack. Jack comes on. Welcome to the stream, man. Happy to have you on board. Nick is like in the 6th grade. I don't, since I'm not from here, I don't know what the 6th grade is. Is that like you're 12, 13? His family, friends, because oh, okay, that's nice. I knew y'all knew each other. 13, 14. Oh, okay. He's in the 8th grade, not the 6th. Come on, people, get it together. Get it together. No, but I think I still hope that the Cowboys can pull it through, but I'm not holding my breath for a miracle, if that makes sense. I'm Cowboys or Eagles makes the playoffs. I think the Eagles, but I hope the Cowboys. I've been during Christmas, my wife got me one of those things that hold your license plate on the card. It says Cowboys. She got me a shirt that says Cowboys. I'm gonna be wearing that for the streams in the future, of course. And and little cup holders for the car as well with the Cowboys. And we got the nephew a helmet, a shirt, and shoulder pads, everything Cowboys related. So I'm corrupting everything. Just Cowboys stuff everywhere. It's fantastic. Matt question, which round of drafting do you usually pick your quarterback? In a 10-team league, I pick a little sooner than a 12-team league, which is weird. But it's usually because you're so stacked already in a 10-team league that you're like, okay, either I'm going to pick, a bunch of people to gamble on, or I'm going to get a quarterback a little earlier. So I would say between 10 and the 10th and the 12th round is my quarterback. I can stretch into round 9 if it's somebody I really want. So this year, during my quarterback, the Fantasy Snapshot series, I said that the 2 quarterbacks I would be willing to stretch into the 9th for was Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson. I wanted Lamar Jackson, but I didn't want him in the 9th. I thought that was a little early for him. I didn't want Mahomes and Rodgers and Watson where they were going way too early. So I would say between 9 and 12 is my ideal quarterback draft situation. After what the Eagles did to the Pats, I'm pissed. I'm super upset that the Eagles won a Super Bowl. It hurts so bad. I was not able to watch that game in real time, so I didn't have to deal with the pain at the moment. But I had a really weird work schedule. So walking to work, I went down the subway, and it's just a big, the Eagles pull it off, and I'm like, yeah. Of course they did. Of course. Titans, Steelers, or Raiders make the playoffs. I think... Well, who are the Steelers playing? They are playing Baltimore, who are done. I think that the Titans will make the playoffs. I think the Titans will make it. I think they're going to beat Texans. In a 14-team, I've usually don't play in 14-team leagues. I've only done it once. I would probably have to go... Like I said, I'll do it a little later in a 12-team league because I don't want to overvalue a quarterback. In a 14-team league, it depends a little bit what people do, but I would probably aim to get a quarterback... And again, I would probably not stretch into the round 9. I would probably start looking 11 to 13 in a 14-team league, maybe even 12 to 15 in a 14-team league, and try to get... I would probably have gone for somebody like Jameis Winston this year, who nobody was talking about, and just like, okay, whatever, let me stack up on talent in every other position first to make sure I'm locked and loaded. And then I would get a quarterback that nobody really cared about. But it also depends. If people start rushing quarterbacks, all of a sudden 13 people have picked a starting quarterback and they start picking a backup quarterback, then you have to go quicker. I get mine once 3 people pick them up. Now, that's... I think you have to move away from that one, though, Nick. I think you might want to double that up to... In a 10-team league, double that up easily to 6 people pick quarterbacks. Easily. Once 3 people pick, it's usually going to be a gap between the top 3 pick. So next year it's going to be Lamar Jackson, Mahomes. Those 2 are going to be the superstars that everybody's going to want to pick up. And then in a lot of leagues, they're going to go way too early. It's going to be Lamar, Mahomes, and Watson probably. And they're going to be overvalued. I don't think Wilson and Dak are going to be overvalued, to be honest. I don't think Jameis is going to be overvalued. Josh Allen. I don't think Kyler Murray is going to be overvalued. You can go Carson Wentz. He's looking better and better. Matt Ryan is still going to be good. I think you can pretty much go with any of those and feel confident. Matthew Stafford before the injury was really good. So you should still be very good with quarterback. You should not have to get the fourth highest one like on the draft board. Just hold on with that. That's way too early. Ravens without Lamar. Yeah, they're without Lamar, but I still think it's a rival matchup against Steelers, Ravens. It's still contentions, or like they're not gonna lay down and let the Steelers win type thing. Standard scoring, Goff or Dalton. Shane, what's up, my man? How's it going? I didn't even see that you joined in. I'm sorry, man. I know you haven't been on here, so now today is more of a chill show where I'm just talking in general. So this one I would go with Andy Dalton against Cleveland compared to Goff against Arizona. I think they're going to do everything not to be 0-16. So I would go with Andy Dalton over Goff. And Nicholas Carone, Ronald Jones, or Adrian Peterson. I don't think AP is going to run over the Cowboys defense. And Wade, you've been hurting. The Cowboys have been in screen game. He doesn't do that too much. I'll probably roll with Ronald Jones against the Falcons. Get tight end early rounds. I can see that we really need this whole like draft help get like an hour of 101. I think that's going to be extremely helpful. I have a lot of content about when I draft things, but I feel like it's going to be a very useful product. So I'm gonna put together something for the off season and set something up and start a Discord. Start have that feature up for I don't know. 50 cents a minute or something like that, and really go deep into fantasy drafting. DeAndre Washington or Mostert in PPR. I said Mostert in standard before, but if it's PPR, you can probably go DeAndre Washington. Shane. Yeah, 11-12 for a QB. Dak is the second best quarterback in fantasy right now. I think me and Nick on the fantasy rabbit hole, we had a bet going. I can't remember from week 9 if it's Mahomes or Dak are going to be better the rest of the season. I believe I won with Dak. We're going to go through that on Thursday as well with all of our bets or prop bets. That's going to be very interesting. Brady, no. Jack comes on Lamar or Wilson getting MVP. I think Lamar deserves it 100%. I think Wilson has been fantastic, but he's dropped off. I don't think Dak deserves MVP. He would have had to carry that team to a better record. I think he's improving as a quarterback, and I really like him. But I don't think he's in the MVP conversation. I have a gift card too. Where do you have a gift card, Nicholas? I see. I went 15 minutes. I said I was only doing 30 minutes. I've done 45 now. So let's see what Nicholas have to say. Otherwise, I'm gonna close out the stream for this year and be back for more DFS content. Oh, you got Apple. That's nice. That's freaking awesome. And do more DFS content next week. But I'll be back doing more streams. But check us out on Thursday. At 9 p.m. for the Fantasy Rabbit Hole. It's going to be a fantastic show. We have a lot of new content out for you. And in the future, we're back as always on csdfantasy.com. The Discord will be, if you check out, I haven't opened it yet, but it will be something I do in the off season. So that's probably going to go live sometime end of February. But I will have an announcement for that as well. And it will be on the Patreon page to join in and get your access to that. But thank you so much for joining me here today. I know it's been a little bit of a different show. I hope you still enjoyed it. And good luck if you play in week 17 in DFS or any championship games. But until Thursday, Have a good one.